Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a nice little 8-bit version of Superman. Oh, and I should also mention that I've done quite a few of these, so I have compiled them all into a playlist, which I will leave both in the card system and in the description below. Moving on, if you want to make Superman, here's what you're going to need. You will need some white stained clay and some black wool. Also, grab yourself some white wool, red wool, dark blue wool, and those are the only materials, other than yellow of course, which I almost forgot about. Those are the only materials that you're going to be needing. So once you have each one of these, and once you've figured out what you want to make him, I'll be making him right here, you're going to want to kick off Superman with 2 black wool directly on top of each other on the floor. So that'll be 1 and 2. You then, from this second black wool block, want to do an upright diagonal. Then go on top of that diagonal by 1. Then do an upright diagonal. Then go up by 2, 1, 2. Then go right by 2, 1, 2. Then do an upright diagonal. Go up by 2, 1, 2. Then left by 1. What you then want to do is take these 3 blocks here and extend each one of them going right by 1. Then, with the row that you've formed, place 1 on top and 1 underneath. Then take this block that you placed going down and do 2 bottom left diagonals from it, so that's 1 and 2. Then go down from that second bottom left diagonal by 1. Then go left by 1. Then do a bottom left diagonal to connect all the way back to where you were first building. The shape that you want to have made should look exactly like this. Once you've formed that shape, you then want to come to this part here where we have kind of like this 90-degree angle, and from this corner block you want to do an up left diagonal. Then go on top of that diagonal by 3, 1, 2, 3. Then do an upright diagonal. Go up by 1. Then an upright diagonal. And go right by 1. Then do an upright diagonal. Go right by 1. And then up by 1. Then do an up left diagonal. Go up on top of that diagonal by 3, 1, 2, 3. Then go right by 1. Then up by 1. Then do 2 upright diagonals, so that's 1, 2. Then go right by 6, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then do 2 bottom right diagonals, so that's 1 and 2. Then go down by 1. Then go left by 6, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then do 3 bottom left diagonals, so that's 1, 2, 3. Then go up on top of this third bottom left diagonal by 3, 1, 2, 3, and you should connect back like this, and that is just the hair on Superman's head. Once you have this taken care of, this is what you want to do next. You know what, we can actually start from here. So you guys can see where we have this shape, it's kind of down where we were just building. Well, from this bottom right hand corner block of this shape, do 3 bottom right diagonals, so that's 1, 2, 3. Go right of that third bottom right diagonal by 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do 2 upright diagonals, so that's 1, 2. Before we move on, you want to take this first upright diagonal and do an up left diagonal from it. Then go left of that diagonal by 2, 1, 2, to give you this shape. That's Superman's mouth. What you then want to do is take this second upright diagonal, go right of it by 2, 1, 2, but you also want to take this center block in this row of 3, this first block that you just placed going right, and you want to go up with it until you connect all the way back to where we were first building for the head. And what we can then do, I figure that we can probably include this in the tutorial, you then want to, can you see this block right here guys? I'm sure you guys can find this block. Well, from this block, go left by 1. Then do 1 white stained clay going left, followed by 1 black wool, followed by 1 white stained clay, followed by 2 black wool, 1, 2. What you then want to do is you want to go down from this second to last black wool that you just placed, down by 2, 1, 2. Go underneath this second white stained clay by 2, 1, 2. Go underneath the first white stained clay by 2, 1, 2. And also go on top of that first white stained clay by 1 to give you this shape with your white stained clay and your black. Those are just Superman's eyes and his brow. Once you've got that taken care of, we can then move on to the next bit. So come all the way over to the right hand side here where we have this conveniently placed single black wall block. From this black wall, do a bottom right diagonal and go down by 1. Then do a bottom right diagonal and go down by 3. 1, 2, 3. Then do a bottom left diagonal and go down by 2. 1, 2. Then do a bottom right diagonal and go down by 1. Then go left by 1. Then do an up left diagonal. Go left by 1. Then up by 1. Then do 2 up left diagonals. 1, 2. Go up on top of that second up left diagonal by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What you then want to do with this row of 5 that we've created here, we want to take the 3 middle blocks, extend each of them going to the right by 1, like that. Then take the top extended block and extend it going right by a further 1, to create this shape right here. Perfect. Once you've created this shape, we can then move on to the next bit. So what you now want to do, guys, is come all the way down to the bottom right hand corner of your Superman. And from this bottom right hand corner block, this one right here, you want to do a bottom right diagonal. Go down from that diagonal by 1, then go left of that block that touches the floor and just keep going left and left and left until you eventually hit the opposite side of your statue to give you this shape. This kind of looks like Superman in a dress. While I personally like this, I find it funny, we're gonna fix it. So, come all the way down to the bottom left hand side of your pixel art. Going right of this second black wool block that we placed all the way back at the beginning, you want to do a row of 7 red wool going right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then do 2 black wool coming up from this block right here. 1, 2. Then do 2 up right diagonals. 1, 2. Then 2 bottom right diagonals. 1, 2. Connect that second bottom right diagonal all the way back down to the bottom line of your statue to give you this. There we go, guys. Now Superman is actually wearing trousers. Well, he's kind of not, is he? He's wearing pants over some tights, but hey, he doesn't need to be wearing a dress. Before we go any further, guys, I have just noticed a tiny snafu with our Superman, so instead of me re-recording this whole thing, let me take care of it right now. So, on the right hand side of Superman, around the arm area, from this block right here, you guys can see the one that I'm talking about, it's near this weird cluster of black wool. From this block, do 2 black wool, going left, 1 and 2, to now give an end to Superman's arm. The issue that we had beforehand was Superman's arm was just going and going and going with no end. We've now put a stop to that, we've boxed everything in. So, perfect. No need to undo like, oh no, 15 minutes work just for that. So, what we now want to do, guys, once you've reached this point right here, it's now time to fill in our Superman. The way that this is going to work is I'm going to fill in the bottom half of Superman in with all of the relevant colors, relevant and necessary colors. I'm going to completely fill him in, and then I'm going to show you guys how it should look. The reason that I'm not going to incessantly catalog each and every single block placement is because there really isn't any need. Because this is such a small pixel art and because it is in such a confined area and you can see very clearly where you have to place each block that I'm going to be placing, I'm pretty sure I just destroyed a black block. Yep, there we go, replaced it. Just because it's such a small confined area and just because you can quite easily see where you have to place everything, I'm going to fill everything in, as I'm doing now. I'm going to give you guys a very good view of it, and then you guys can pause the video, take a look, apply everything to your very own Superman, and then we can continue on to the next bit, which will be Superman's face and head. So we've just about finished the lower half of Superman. It is very, very easy, guys. A lot of these, all of the color pretty much is, all of the detailed color anyway, is centered just about the outline of the pixel art. So it's going to be very, very easy to see what I'm doing here, and then you guys will be able to just copy it, and move on to the next bit. So I'm just adding in all of the dark blue wool, guys, of his suit, and then that will be this section just completely finished. So let me just finish doing this, and then we can take a look at this thing. So guys, this is what you want to have for the lower half of your Superman. As you can see, the majority of it really is just red wool, and it's really simple. All of the detail exists next to black wool, and you can quite easily count out all of the blocks. Pause this if necessary, of course. Apply everything that you see here onto your very own Superman. Once you've done that, hit play, continue on. So we're now going to continue on up to Superman's head. This is really easy. All we have to do here is add a little bit of white wool and then completely color in the rest of the areas that we've kind of already sectioned off. So we've done all of the white wool now, and now all we have to do is fill his face in with white stained clay. And then we will just completely fill his hair area in with black wool, and that's all we'll have to do, guys. So, oh, we also have to fill in his ear as well, which is on this left-hand side. There we go. But then everything above that, we just have to completely fill in with black wool. And that's why I already added all of the black wool into the face, guys, just because I thought it might be a little bit easier for you. But just to show you, this is the head area for Superman. Pause this if necessary, apply everything that you see right here onto your very own Superman. Once you've got that taken care of, you can then mask and marvel, see what I did there, marvel, in your nice little 8-bit version of Superman. So once you've got both halves complete, once everything's filled in, this is what your 8-bit Superman should look like, and it actually looks pretty cool. If you're a fan of these like I am, you'll like adding him to your collection. By the way, guys, if you do like this, if you have managed to make it and you really do like it, I would really appreciate it if you guys could give me a like, a favorite, a share, anything you'd feel like doing to help me out, guys. I'd just really appreciate that. Anything you do to show me that you actually like my stuff only inspires me to make more. As a matter of fact, this was made because a lot of you guys were suggesting, as I'd made the 8-bit Avengers, that I make an 8-bit version of the Justice League, which is what I'm working on right now. As a matter of fact, I've already made an 8-bit Batman, which I'm going to be posting probably sometime soon after this goes up. So if you would, guys, like, comment, favorite, share, anything you'd feel like doing to help me out, guys, I'd just vastly appreciate any one of those or all of them if you're feeling nice. Feel free to especially comment down below what else would you like me to make. As I said, I'm making all of the Justice League. I've already made quite a few of these. Feel free to check out the card system and the link below down in the description for that playlist. I'm going to call it like the 8-bit hero playlist or something like that. You guys can check that out. And I suppose that's everything, guys. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.